All right, so joining us now in studio on My UP Mornings, very special guest, Cami Storm with Neurofit LLC in Marquette. Cami, thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm excited for this interview. Hopefully you'll learn a little bit along the way. So yeah, let's launch in. I was wondering if we could just start with a little bit of background. You work in neurofeedback. Can you,
Correct.
for the uninitiated, can you kind of describe a little bit about what that is and what you do?
Sure. So neurofeedback, essentially what we're doing is retraining someone's brainwaves back to normal for their age group. So it helps with different mental health things, anxiety, depression, ADHD, even long haul COVID, brain fog has been really beneficial with the use of neurofeedback.
Okay, nice. Can you talk about the training process there? I guess what that looks like. Do people come into you like once a week or once a month, or does it kind of vary?
So most people come in 2 to 3 times a week. On their initial visit, we do something called a QEEG, which is a brain map. So what we're doing is gathering data on how their brain is currently functioning, and then using that specific data of where their brain is dysregulated, we can then tailor their sessions every week towards that data that we collected. And it's super easy. They just get to sit back, watch a TV show or a movie. They have this cap on their head that I brought.
Nice.
There's 19 electrodes in the ground on here. So this goes on their head. There's a salt-based gel that goes through. And then this is what allows me to see their brain waves. And so they just sit back, watch a movie. There's a dimmer screen that goes over the top, and as their brain is performing outside of normal, the screen gets dark, and then their brain starts to just regulate and figure out what it needs to do for that screen to be bright again.
Nice. So what does generally like a timeline look in terms of what you expect to see from results with people? Is it kind of vary from person to person, or is there a certain like timetable that you expect to see?
Yeah, so I would say as far as progress, everybody's different. I've had people come in and within 2 or 3 sessions they're like, oh my gosh, my anxiety is gone, I'm sleeping so much better, my depression has decreased. Other people it's going to take a little bit longer, more towards the 10 or 15 sessions. Most people are in the office for about 20 to 30 sessions on average total before we get their brain to a space where they're feeling really well.
Okay, nice. And then is there like a certain age demographic maybe that you're more targeted towards, or is it open to, children, adults, anyone?
So the youngest I'll see is ages 5 or 6. They do have to be able to sit in a chair in order for us to get that QEEG on the first visit.
Okay.
And then from there it just goes up. I've had people in their upper 70s coming in for neurofeedback just to help with focus and kind of memory that they've had.
Okay, nice. And then I was wondering, for people who maybe want to get started with you, is that something they should consult with a doctor beforehand, or is that not something that's necessary?
We do not need referrals to see clients in our office. However, if they have specific mental health issues that they're dealing with their physician, I always tell them continue your visits with your physician. We do not change medications or anything in our office, so they need to go to their primary care, the prescribing provider. Let's say they're on medication for anxiety, and neurofeedback starts to decrease those symptoms, then they can go back to their primary care and let them know, like, hey, I've been doing neurofeedback, I'm feeling better, can we talk about adjusting or even stopping medications from there?
Okay. And then, so you opened up last year in Marquette, correct?
I did, yep.
Just wondering, what's the reception been like since you started?
It's been really great. Yeah, I actually got into neurofeedback for our son who was struggling in school with ADHD, some anxiety and depression, and started looking for a provider in the area, and there was nobody in the UP that was doing this comprehensive neurofeedback that I do. So being a registered nurse, I was able to get trained, purchase all the equipment, and then eventually open the office.
Very nice. So if people are interested in maybe reaching out, getting in contact with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
They can give us a call. Our number's on our website. It's neurofitmarquette.com. And they can also schedule new client appointments from there too. So I do online scheduling. It makes it super easy for people to pick what works best for them. So they can also go to my website as well and schedule.
Okay, great. Is there anything big maybe that I didn't ask about that you want to mention?
I would say the biggest things that I see clients in the office for is ADHD, anxiety, depression, brain fog, and then also it's great for concussion recovery. So I've had a lot of high schoolers come in that are playing contact sports. They've suffered from concussions, and most of them have some ADHD that's been in the background. It makes, once the concussion happens, their focus is much worse in school. So coming in for that concussion recovery has been really beneficial for them as well.
Okay, great. Well, glad to hear that you're doing well.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful journey, and Marquette's a beautiful place for us to open the office and really see our community just thrive.
All right, awesome. That's great. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, and we'll be back with more My UP Mornings after this break.